better late than never. I wanted to recap, I guess, my favorite toys from the year 2010. As 2011 is already underway, we're already about 1/12 the way through. January's drawing to a close. We have a lot of great things to look forward to. Toy fairs in a couple of weeks. We will be doing all-day toy fair coverage, as we did back last year. So expect a lot from that. That will be, I think, February 12th from 12 noon Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We got lots of great toys in 2010. And picking my favorite, really hard to do. I guess probably some ground rules I need to get out of the way. Not counting toys that were issued in the U.S., and then, you know, which were previously issued elsewhere in the previous year. So I'm discluding Masterpiece Grimlock, who's a fantastic toy, love it. Otherwise, most likely would consider it part of my favorite toys of 2010, but I chose not to include it. Also, I chose not to include toys which were not available at retail. And thus, I'm not counting the BotCon set, which consisted of the G2 homages, so not counting those. So I picked 3 toys, one G.I. Joe, and 2 Transformers. So I guess just sort of talk about the toys one by one. The first toy I wanted to talk about was Dark Mount. Of course, Dark Mount is the Strax's toy that we always wanted. He's a really fantastic toy. Very poseable. My friend XV, of course, has a picture of him sitting on the toilet reading a magazine. Transformers have really gone a long way in terms of posability. As you can tell, he can actually hold his pickaxe with both arms, both hands. We've come a long way in terms of what can be done. Very nicely detailed, great color scheme. The Skullgrin repaint, also very nice. I chose not to pick it up, though I probably should, as Skullgrin is a favorite of mine. But I own 3 Dark Mounts. 3. Wonderful toy. If you don't already have Dark Mount, I highly recommend that you pick him up. He's very much available at retail. You will be sorry if you skip this one. He is my second favorite Transformer that came out all year. My favorite Transformer really was a shock because he's the crappiest character ever, and of course I'm talking about Drift. Drift is he's one of those toys that come along, you know, once every couple of years that's just completely a revelation. And it sort of changes what you think Transformers can do. Of course, he was repainted into Blur, which Blur may be a better toy. It's not a great Blur toy, but I think that it may be a better toy as far as the look. And, you know, of course, guns are more conducive to weapons for Transformers. But the swords are neat. But Drift is fantastic. The robot mode is, he has probably the best leg articulation and leg transformation, or in any Transformer ever. It just makes sense. It's almost art. It's art and engineering. He's just really, really impressive. The fact, again, he can also hold this sword with both hands. He has built-in scabbards to place his short swords in, which of course they are right here and here. Just a fantastic design. Drift is becoming a little harder to find at retail. Blur, also a little hard to find at retail. But if I had to pick a best Transformer of 2010, it's hard not to pick Blur. I mean, Drift. Blur too, but Drift is really fantastic. Crappy character. Great toy. I guess my pick for favorite toy of the year, it skirts the edge of my rules. It's a new issue of a pre-existing mold. It's actually a G.I. Joe vehicle, which is surprising, but it is the Wolfhound from the current G.I. Joe line. Still available at retail, and I feel bad about picking this, but it's so beautiful. The plastic that it's molded from, they're all different, of course, because the mixture of the plastic to create the Arctic camo. So there's swirls and details all the way through the paint. What separates it from all the other versions of this? It's the missile launcher. I love this missile launcher. Of course, we all know that I am a sucker for effective missile launchers, and this one is incredibly neat. I think I reviewed it earlier, but you just press the button, and the missile shoots. All four of them actually hit the camera and microphone. Misfire. No, not a misfire. Great toy, great missile launcher. It's one of these things that come along that admittedly, it's a G.I. Joe, a real American hero vehicle, and it's held up incredibly well over the years. It looks great. You know, if I didn't know this was a real American hero vehicle, I would swear that it was cutting edge technology. It's a great blending of the old and the new. And I'm really hard-pressed to pick something that came out last year that I like better than this. So, Wolfhound, my favorite toy of 2010. Believe it or not. Still available. You actually might find it at clearance at Walmart. So, check it out. Great toy. Open it, put it together, apply the stickers. It'll take you back. And it's really worth the $25 it costs. So again, lots of great toys came out in 2010. Really looking forward to 2011. The Generations Warpath protos pictures that just showed up today really have me looking forward to 2011. Again, we will have Toy Fair coverage February 12th, 2011. You can find that at tfradio.net. Check out all our podcasts there. You'll be glad you did. So, Brian Kilby, running down my favorite toys of 2010. Thanks for spending 8.5 minutes with me.